Binigyang kahalagahan ni Dswd Secretary Rex Gatchalian ang digitalisasyon ng mga social protection programs sa bansa. Aniya, kailangan magkaroon ng digital format ang lahat ng mga social services o mga programang nagpapabuti sa kalagayan ng publiko. Pahayag ito ng kalihim sa isinagawang 3 araw na ASEAN Development Bank's High-Level Panel Discussion for the Asia-Pacific Social Protection Week na may temang Social Protection in a Changing World. Binigyan din ng opisyal ang hangarin ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na gawing realidad na magkaroon ng digital format ang lahat ng paghahatid ng social services. Inihalimbawa din niya ang karanasan noong kasagsagan ng COVID-19 pandemic kung saan naging pahirapan ang pamamahagi ng social amelioration financial assistance dahil sa walang maayos na datos. Tiniyak pa ng opisyal na ang mga social protection programs ay ipatutupad alinsunod sa rights-based at needs-based approach. Layo nito na makaangkop ang mga social services programs sa nagbabagong socio-economic digital landscape.
I would like to direct this question to Secretary Vitalian, especially with regard to digitalization. We are also going into digitization, and there's one challenge that we face is the digital literacy of the older generation, and also internet coverage and the use of smartphones by everyone in vulnerable groups. How do we address this challenge?
Well, I guess the context will be different for the Maldives and the Philippines. The Philippines has one of the highest internet penetration rates, the highest cell phone penetration rates. In fact, it's joked about in the country that I think we send more, we post more on our social media accounts than we actually write on paper. So for us, I think the challenge of making people adapt is the opposite. They've already adapted, and it's government that's trying to catch up. I was talking to a couple of digital banking platforms, e-wallet platforms. They were even saying that while you're trying, they were referring to me, while you're trying to digitalize things by yourself, we're offering our services already. Because these e-wallets are prevalent in the country. There's 2 big ones in the country right now that we can actually latch on our social protection programs or cash transfers. We don't have, bottom line there is, we don't have to change the will, because these are these are brands or languages that the country speaks already. But rightfully so, the older population will have a difficult time in trying to adopt. And they may be the last part to transition. In our case, we have close to around 4 million social pensioners. If you look at the global population of older people in the country, that'll probably run around another 8 million, total 8 million to 9 million. But the greater part of the country is already digitally literate. Government is still evolving while they've already evolved. And COVID actually hastened that process. If I may dare even say, the older segment learned to tinker with their smartphones during those 2 years of lockdowns because it was a way of staying connected. It was a way of easing the boredom. It was a way of trying to get the necessary commodities that they needed. I would always say that we shouldn't underestimate our beneficiaries because they've already evolved rather than us evolving with them. They're already ahead of the curve. That's why one of the takeaways I had with one of the leading service providers in the country, Globe Telecom, that does GCash in the Philippines, is why would I have to do it on my own if I can latch on to the existing platform that everybody has access to, that everybody uses, and that everybody understands? And last caveat though, if you're going to talk about challenges, I don't think the challenge will be downstream, but rather it would be in the processes or the upstream. You can digitalize all you want, but if the requirements, the steps, the forms are so tedious, nobody's going to end up using that platform anyway. So that's the bigger challenge for us, trying to change the bureaucracy and latching them onto new technology or new digital formats.
Digitalization was one of the topics earlier discussed sa plenary. And you also mentioned that ayaw mo ng lines, gusto mo online. Saan sa yung department in this regard? Parang kumaga, are we pushing towards a digital ayuda?
Yes, actually that's been really part of the thrust ng Pangulo natin. Di ba? He keeps on talking about digitalization and we take that to heart. Meron na kaming digital transformation plan sa loob ng departamento. We're actually going to do the pilot on the guarantee letters very soon. Remember yung AICS natin, yung Assistance to Individuals in Crisis Situation, dalawang format yan eh. Meron yung may cash, meron yung may guarantee letter lamang. Ngayon, meron na kaming ilulunsad na pilot para doon sa guarantee letter. And pag maganda yung take-up nun, then we'll do it nationwide. Pagdating naman doon sa cash, kailangan namin makipagtulungan sa Commission on Audit dahil merong mga authentication rules na kailangan namin i-edit together with them. Kasi di ba, ngayon yung rules natin, kailangan physical na pupunta yung tao, peperma, may, kung hindi nakaperma, may thumb mark, tapos may letrato. Pero open na open naman ang COA na makipagtulungan sa amin na kapag may template na kami, i-edit nila yung patakaran accordingly. Of course, within the reasonable risk factors, hindi naman yung maaabuso ng kung sino-sino lang.
Sir, you mentioned yung food stamp, is it digital?
Yes, that's always been digital. Ang format niyan from day one, it's never going to do the traditional na voucher. Nung nilaunch nga yung kick-off, nakita niyo yung electronic benefit cards. Pero pinag-aaralan pa nga namin, katulad na ng banggit ko kanina, baka yung mga e-wallets we can also explore. Lalong-lalo na mas mabilis pa yun at mas mura sa administrative cost.